Today I'm gonna tell you about one of the most interesting persons in medieval history. It's Alfred the Great, and we can take a look at him right here in Crusader Kings 3. Let's zoom into here. We have Petty King Ethelred ruling Wessex, and this guy Earl Alfred is actually our guy, Alfred the Great. He was born in 849 in Berkshire, and he is 18 now in 867, so that pretty much does make sense. We know from the history that Alfred the Great gonna become king of the West Saxons in 871, so just historically 40 years from where we start here in Crusader Kings 3 in 867. Later he gonna defend his kingdom against Viking invasions and basically save the Saxons, becoming the king of all the Anglo-Saxons, and later Alfred implemented major reforms in military and culture. He has quite a large family actually. He had, let's take a look at him. He had 4 brothers and a sister. Here in game we see only 3 of them, so a little bit less than we know historically. Alfred's only sister, at least the one we know of, Ethelswith, pardon my old English, she married Burgred, king of Mercia, in 853. Also, yeah, we can see it here in game, so there she is, and here is her brother, King Burgred of Mercia. Yeah, so that also does make sense. And of course we see Alfred's brother, Ethelred. There he is. Historically he was born in around 835 to 838. Here in the game he's born in 840, so a little bit earlier than that. And spoiler alert, he gonna die in 871, so basically pretty much soon after we start this game. And that's not a surprise, as right now you see he's in the war against all these Vikings of Jorvik and against Jarl Whiteshort, so it's gonna be a pretty tough fight for him. And well, when I was playing my Wessex campaign, I started playing Ethelred, but I lasted about like a year. After that, Ethelred died and Alfred inherited his title. Interesting fact, Ethelred actually had 2 sons, Ethelhelm and Ethelwald. We don't see them here in the game, but actually their birth dates are not really known, so maybe they were born after 867, that's possible. We only know that they were too young when Ethelred died, so that's why Alfred inherited the title before them. And actually Ethelred's youngest son, Ethelhelm, he even outlived Alfred and actually contested the succession of the kingdom, but that was unsuccessful. We also see here in the game that Alfred is married. He's married to Ælfswith, and actually he was married to her, but it was more like 868 when Alfred married her, and she was a daughter of the Mercian nobleman Ethelred Musel. So yeah, looks like that's him, Earl Ethelred, here in Mercia. That checks. And now about the strategy playing Alfred in the game. You may start playing Alfred himself, but keep in mind that he's not an independent ruler. He is a vassal of King Ethelred, Petty King Ethelred actually, because this is a duchy title, not a kingdom yet. So you probably should somehow become that independent ruler, that duke and later that king. Another strategy is to start playing Petty King Ethelred. That's what I did when I started my Wessex campaign. Please make sure to check this series on this channel, my Wessex Save. We are now actually long into 11th century, and yeah, that's quite interesting. A lot of turns, twists with Alfred's family and his descendants. So yes, and there are some ways to transfer your kingdom to Alfred. A lot of them are pure Crusader Kings free styles, like committing suicide or going on some suicidal mission here against Vikings, or maybe your poor King Ethelred gonna leave this world on his own. And yeah, so pretty much you should keep playing as Alfred, and after that you basically have some directions to go. Cornwall should not be that much a hassle after you succeed all the petty kingdom of Wessex, and pretty soon after that you may just found the kingdom of England, because let's take a look at that. So here's the kingdom title of England, and to create it you need just 15 counties, and petty kingdom of Wessex, it's already 15 counties. So after you inherit that, you can create the kingdom right away, and you can just vassalize your neighbors, like this petty king Edmund of East Anglia or of Mercia. And it's actually may not be that hard to do, because Alfred, he is a beast. He has amazing stats. Look at that. He is intelligent. He has +3 to everything, and 24 diplomacy, 23 martial stewardship, learning, everything except for intrigue, but you can deal even without intriguing. Yes, so your diplomacy should allow you to vassalize all your neighbors, and your martial skill should allow you to resist the Vikings here. So after you join Mercia, East Anglia, you can either go to Northumbria, but probably it will be divided by Vikings and by small independent realms. Maybe you can pick something of that. Also, you can go to Wales. Wales is also kind of split up right now, so a lot of places you can get. After that you can go to Ireland, and you just should take a look at what's available right now and what could you go for, and also take a look at Vikings and spot the moment when they're weak enough so that you can defeat them. And then Alba, of course. Alba will do the same trick you are doing, but from the north, and they may grow quite strong actually. In my campaign, spoiler alert, I've already created even the Empire of Britannia, but still a lot of Alba territory in my realm, and that's something I yet have to do. Also, alternatively, you can go south. Taking Leon should not be that hard. They have just one province and just 1k men. Look, Ethelred already have 2k and we have 600, but we think forward from the perspective of Kingdom of Wessex. And after that, maybe Brittany, they're not that big, and also that's probably something you can do. Or you can go even more to the north and take a look at Iceland. That's also a funny thing to do. Yeah, pretty much playing Alfred is great and interesting start in game, and he's really quite historically correctly depicted in the game. That's why, yeah, you should probably check that out. But also it's kind of challenge. First, because you should somehow inherit the title from your brother, and second, this Viking menace, this threat is also quite substantial, and it will be a challenge to fight them. So it's challenging yet rewarding. Yeah, I really advise you trying this campaign. and I'd like to know your experience, so please share it in the comments, subscribe, like this video, so that algorithms know that some other people may be also interested in watching that, and let's keep in touch. And that was all the strategy I have for you today. See you next time.